If you're a heat and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, is it possible that you're giving up on deals too soon? And why does this matter? This is a super important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Now, here's the thing. You are going to sit down with a buyer, client, talk to them over a Zoom call or over a phone call, and they're going to give you an objection, right? And in the world of sales, it is your role and responsibility to find multiple ways to deal with a concern, a question, a problem, an issue, an objection, a condition, and have that conversation. But here's what I see most salespeople do, and even entrepreneurs. They're on the phone, they're talking to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Hey, yep. Buyer gives one objection, and they're like, all right, peace out, I'm done. Okay, but let's flip this around. Okay, let's say that you are an entrepreneur. Let's say that you're a business owner. Let's say that you have a product or service that you want to buy. Right? And somebody comes to you and gives you a price. We're going to use random number, 50 grand for your widget or for your gizmo. 50 grand's a good number. And somebody says, hey, like, look, at the end of the day, this is just way more than I was thinking. So I can't do it. Right? So, well, wait, there's got to be another way. There's got to be a question. There's got to be like, hey, I really want this thing. If you really want something, here's the thing, you're gonna find a way to make it happen. MIH, make it happen. So let's look from the view, of an entrepreneur, a business owner, somebody who wants something, but they're expecting that the product or the service or the machine is gonna be too much, right? So you have a product line, you have something that makes t-shirts, okay? And you need a machine that costs 50 grand. You need a $50,000 machine. And you call a couple of vendors and you find out these machines are 50 grand. And you're like, oh gosh darn it, can't do it. No, you're gonna say, hey, are there terms? Hey, is there a way that we might be able to downgrade a level? Hey, is there a way that I could lease this? Hey, could I buy a used one? Right? So like problem solving skills is one of the greatest tools that you could have as a salesperson. Just look from the other perspective of the person who's buying from you. And this is why you should join my email list. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel. You're gonna love it. Right? So you have to figure out a way. And so sometimes people are like, oh gosh, darn it. I can't afford it. Well, think about this. They might not know that you have financing. They may not know that you could break it up into terms. They may not know that there's other opportunities. So anytime that you have an objection, a question, a problem, you kind of got to go into, okay, we got a problem. And in the book, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, there's this perfect chapter. He's like, okay, who do I got to be? Who am I? Who am I in a sales process? You are a problem solver. Who am I in a sales process? You got to figure out a way to ask different questions to give it different opportunities. And this is where a lot of companies get stuck. If you only accept one form of payment, you are going to have a problem. You have to have multiple sources. Like people like, hey, Scott, can I get financing for what I do if you service my group? Absolutely. Absolutely. I take credit card, and I even have a company that'll finance for people, their coaching and their training, because that's what you got to do. But most people don't think in terms of this. Most people just think in terms, I'm going to give up. I'm going to not be able to close the deal. I'm not going to be able to walk away, right? So this is why you got to have a good list, a good barrage, couldn't say that word, barrage of word tracks. Like, how about we do this? Why don't we do this? Soft pitch, hear me out, right? There's a lot of different things for you to do. And when you get to that point, you've gone through the entire sales process and you're like, here's the sales process. I'm right here. You just need a few more minutes. You just need the ability to talk things through, right? And you need to be patient. So, hi, I'm Scott. On average, I screw up 4 times a day. I really do. Sometimes 5 or 6. Patience was not my strong suit growing up. I just wasn't. Now I am. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I'm getting off the freeway here in Sacramento, and I cut off a whole line of cars. Wasn't done on purpose. Mistake on my part. And like, I was like, people were honking at me and they're pissed. They're angry. Okay. They had every right to be. And then 5 minutes later, the same thing happens to me. And I start to get mad and I go, I just did that. Thing. I just screwed up. Right. So you got to be patient, but figure out a way to close that deal. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3, find the subscribe button, click on it. And every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend by either tagging it or sending it to them. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.